Hello there everybody, my name is Supergogo and welcome back to Trails into Reverie. We have just finally accomplished and finished everyone's Act 2, so now we're going to shoot straight in with C, or Rufus, is next route. In question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go. Oh, flash. March 17th, midnight. Ooh. I'm generally fascinated what the hell's going on with Rufus. Oh, it's a Nine Valley ship. Okay. Jingo is probably on it. Honestly, Jingo. Yeah, it's definitely Jingo, yes. Probably my favourite, like, shopkeeper.
You were quite punctual.
You bet. Sup, and welcome aboard the Argo, the vessel of Nine Valley's new high-speed transport service.
Our pilot is a child.
She's kind of weird.
We might have been better off on the ground.
I'll have you know that I'm a licensed pilot. And that's real rich coming from you guys. You look like a bunch of kids about to go on a picnic with their daddy to me.
A lot of people would call Rufus Daddy, I'm sure of that.
Got burned.
But boy, did I not see your daddy's ID coming. Who knew my mystery client would turn out to be our former Governor General, Rufus Albarea? Oops. What, do you prefer Supreme Leader now?
Uh-huh. He's actually got an introduction, okay. Rufus Albarea.
Please, if I knew I'd be repeating myself so soon, I would have gathered my audience. That title is not mine.
But then...
I'm confused. Who's Rufus? That's this guy's real name. C was a nickname. So it's Rufus, huh? I think it's much cuter than C.
She's so adorable. I know I say that, but she really is.
I give it 85 points.
Oh, hell yeah, that's a win, that is.
Ooh, he kicked your butt, S.
Why would I care when I don't even get what criteria she's basing these on?
So are you famous then, Rufus? Everyone seems to know who you are. He's not just famous, he's super famous. He's the elder son of House Albarea, one of the 4 great houses of Erebonia, and he became Crossbell's first Governor General.
Oh man, I miss Coldsteel 1, I really do. When it was all about nobles and stuff. Learning all the history and that was great. It's just been so long ago.
Together with the Empire's Chancellor and Crown Prince, he led the country to all-out war. But then he got arrested after it ended. That's all the big common knowledge stuff, but trust me, I know all about the skeletons in his closet. Wow, you're so smart, Nadia.
Is knowing part of handling the unpleasant side of things?
Wow, you're so smart, Rufus.
Did she try not to stir up trouble with him?
Yeah, well, he's apparently not done making a name for himself. Because 3 days ago, he busted himself out of jail so he could lead a load of black-clad soldiers into Crossbell and occupy it again. Again, there's 2 Rufuses, I'm pretty sure. Then he declared himself the new Supreme Leader and claimed he was carrying on the late Chancellor Osborne's will. And you're saying that wasn't you? Yeah, hang on, you were in Crossbell yesterday, and at noon today making statements. When you'd have the time to go to Heimdall. He couldn't have been at this Crossbell like you said. He's been with us the entirety of today and yesterday. And that means... So there are 2 Rufus Albareas. Or more like... One of you's a fraud. So it seems. I have no interest in making a public show of him being one, mind you. But I am the genuine Rufus Albarea. On that you have my word. Maybe it's not a twin Rufus. Maybe it is some play, I don't know. I guess I believe you, even as Crossbell mistakes the other guy for the real deal, your brother will be able to tell it different. My boy Eustace. Can't say I even care, I'm just in it for the mirror. Speaking of, I thought the Erebonian government seized all of your assets. How are you going to pay your fare? I've long kept my assets spread out in the event something like this were to happen. What the government sees is a mere fraction of what I own. You really do prepare for anything, huh? Phew, I was worried we were duped into doing some charity work for a sec. Oh, we've come this far. I mean, it's about time you started filling in the blanks. Yes, please. About what, exactly? You. We don't plan to call things off just because we know who you are now. But you've got to admit that you're not an average guy, and that means being around you is a huge risk on our part. I think you owe us a more thorough explanation on what you were up to before we met and what you're after now. It's the least you can do if we're going to keep working together. Very well. I had intended to do as much from the very beginning anyway. You'll have to understand the full scale of our situation before we can advance to the next stage. Thank you, please. There's so many questions and nothing has been answered so far. Oh yes. Okay, yes, we're getting a story moment. Rufus's tone remained flat as he recounted recent events. It began late at night on March 14th when Aurochs Fort in the Kroitzen province fell under attack. This was the work of the Ebon Defense Force, who were there to aid Crossbell in the who were there to aid the Crossbell division of the Imperial Defense Force in their escape. Upon freeing the RDF from their underground cells, they continued on to another cell in the same fort, Rufus Albareo's. Yet their aim was not to free their former leader, but to assassinate him. But obviously Rufus don't go down. Rufus deftly turned the tables against them while also managing to extract a wealth of information, even if their knowledge lacked the finer details. He learned that they had abducted Prince Oliver and would be executing a major operation in less than 24 hours. He also learned of a small suitcase that the IDF wished to find with great urgency. Sensing trouble brewing in the wake of Crossbell's liberation, Rufus then resolved to escape to better assess the situation at hand. Okay. The next day, March 15th, was no less eventful. An imposter using Rufus's name and face as his own stormed Crossbell's signing ceremony and declared it occupied once more. This information, paired with intelligence gathered to suggest further trouble brewing in Heimdall, helped the real Rufus ascertain his next objective. He issued a statement claiming to be the prince's abductor to lure Class 7 to the Imperial capital, and following that he set his sights on the Aurochs Canyon to take his enigmatic case the EDF were so desperately seeking. That is Lapis, ladies and gentlemen. Or Mrs. Adorable, as I will call her. You know the rest. Pause. Whoa. You've been a busy boy, huh? Well, I'd been cooped up in a cell for half a year. I had plenty of pent-up energy eager to be spent. Oh, well, so music's back. To continue, it's clear that the actions of the EDF and my spurious self were planned to the letter. I imagine a multitude of events these past months have been part of their grand scheme, not just the recent attack on the city. The post-war occupation, the occupiers electing to ignore my calls to surrender, and even the city's liberation a month ago. If this fake Rufus is pulling the strings here, you being around is only going to be one big headache for him. You think it's possible you being locked up in the same place as the RDF was intentional? I would assume so. Everything about it right down to my assassination attempt. And that in itself was just a small part of something much greater. Then what are you planning to do about it? You sound like you've got a pretty good idea of what you're up against. So what does the real Rufus want? I have two goals. The first is to eliminate the imposter who seeks to use my name for ill. Makes sense if it means them being around equals people trying to kill you. The second is to settle a past debt. Oh? Crossbell's current status traces its origins to the war that ended not long ago. I, the primary member of the Ironbloods, was one of two who led the charge in that war, the other being the very man whom I revered as a father, the late Chancellor. Having made this mess, it falls to me to clean it up. The Ironbloods are an awful loyal bunch. Way too loyal, to be honest. I also feel a certain degree of responsibility toward Crossbell as its former Governor General. Let me see if I've got my head. So he's not that bad of a dude, really. I mean, he's done some shizzy stuff, but he's not that evil. He kind of is, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. In short, you want to rectify Crossbell's situation and fix whatever's going on in their Erebonia. That sum it up, right? That would be the end result, yes. You know that's a lot to expect 4 people to pull off. Thus why I never specified it being us to achieve that end result. There's no reason it has to be us who faces our enemies. Confronting evil and overcoming it with heart and willpower is best suited to heroes, not villains like myself. Like Rean and his friends whom we fought earlier and their SSS counterparts in Crossbell. No need to imitate what they have perfected. Ah, It's nice. Works for me. Doesn't feel like our style. What we can do is learn the truth behind these myriad occurrences in our own way. And we can start with a very valuable clue we happen to have in our possession. Yay! What is it? Why are you staring at me? You're just so cute that we can't help ourselves. It's kind of true. Really? I see, that makes perfect sense. To be admired is the destiny of a masterpiece. Gaze upon me to your heart's content. It's hard for me to picture a doll being the key to unravelling all that's going on. It's weird, yeah. And her not remembering anything makes that much harder. Got any plans for tackling that one, boss? I just so happen to have a question for you, regarding that very issue. Oh my god, how am I going to pronounce this? Jörg Rosenberg was her manufacturer, and the man who requested that she be delivered to me. Well, technically, yeah. Now that our work at Heimdall is done, I was hoping to visit him in person. But your hesitant responses tells me that may not be possible, as something befallen him. Nope, he's fine. It's just not much would be gained by going to see him. He's the one who gave us a job, but he specified that he was just an intermediary. My guess is that whoever had him give us the job's also the one who got him to make her. Mainly because he didn't seem to know much more than we do right now. I see, then our only choice is to aid her in recovering her memories after all. I assume you don't know where you were originally crafted? I wish I did, and I'm afraid not. Better not be a Black Workshop again. But everything bad comes from there. I've got a place we can start at least. Jörg didn't directly deliver the case to us. He said to pick it up from the Moon Temple. He must have hidden it there before hightailing it out of Crossbelt. It'd be a safe bet to say she was made there or close to there. Almost certainly the Rosenberg studio on the Mainz mountain path then. Sounds about right. We passed it on the way to the temple but didn't go inside. A wise decision. If the Meister hid the case elsewhere, then the student has been compromised in some manner, I'm sure. We still do not know if her memory loss was unintended or deliberate. But danger or no, it's possible that we'll find something to ease her current predicament. So we know where we're going then. Our course was always going to lead to Crossbell. The time is apt, we may as well go now. But how are we going to get in when the borders are so well protected? Fear not, for I have a plan. Though it will require some preparation, I'll need your participation in order for it to work, but the details can wait. For now, rest well, children. Whew, give my voice a break. That was a lot of story dump. Rufus' Act 3, Light in the Dark. I really thought we were going to go back to the Reverie corridor, but I guess not. I was getting so sleepy while I talked, but I feel wide awake now. Perhaps I'll tour the ship and see what everyone is up to. Hey, where's Lapis? Oh, hello. Oh, well, oh. That was stuck under my joystick and I couldn't move it. Well, oh, they're so in love. Anyway. I thought we were going back to Reverie Daughter, but we're not. We're going straight into Chapter 3, which I'm so down for. To double check everything's still gooch. Yes, it is. Not like I could do it. Oh! I just realised. He's... Oh, no. There he is. He's changed the image, I should say. And yes, I was actually correct about this. This was literally a dark version of Eustace's skill, so... Well done, me. Hey, Lapis. Is she asleep? Sure is. That's a shame. I wanted to play with her. Sorry to disappoint, but let her rest, okay? She always wants to sleep, so today's been a long, rough one for her. Does she normally sleep a lot? That's an understatement. She spends most of our days off. Days out like a light. She's even fallen asleep in the middle of combat. Has she ever been to a doctor to fix it? Oh no, she's not sick. Just very, very laid back, legend. Makes life a real pain sometimes though, let me tell you. Hehe, I'm sure it does. But she's my partner and there's no one else I'd rather depend on when it counts. Besides, I swore to protect her in her brother's place. I intend to honour that for the rest of my life, so he does view her as a sister. Poor Nadia, you're not getting out of that one anytime soon. Are you and her brother different or the same? I'm finding it hard to wrap my mind around the idea of siblings. Let me put it like this. How would you feel if Jörg Rosenberg were to make another doll exactly like you? If they're exactly like me, then they would be perfect. The world being blessed with more perfect things from Mara is a good thing. What a What if that other doll wasn't as cute, pretty, strong, or emotive as you are? What if the others called them a failure? There isn't any such thing as a failure as a Rosenberg that's also a failure. And if by some chance that were to happen, I'd be very annoyed to hear others speaking of them that way. Oh, she's learning. There you go then, that's how siblings are. Do you think Rufus would be annoyed if he heard something like that about his brother? I think that happened a lot, didn't it? Eustace was seen as a... Eustace was treated like crap by his dad, like straight up treated like crap. And was basically bare minimum in the family, so I think Rufus has seen it. That's who that boy we saw before is, right? Beats me. I don't know the first thing about what goes on in that guy's head. So it's a mystery? Yeah. Anyway, you should try and get some rest while we have the chance. Assuming dolls need rest anyway. Okay, thank you, Swin. Oh, she's so cute. I know, I can't get over that. Now, should I take it slow and tear you limb from limb? Or should I give you a delectable dollop of poison to make it nice and quick? Hee hee hee. Nadia's dreams sure are... that's one way of putting it. She's a psychopath. What's up? I thought you'd be asleep by now. I'm not tired yet. So why don't you give me a neat bedtime story? Like what? You're kind of putting me on the spot. Okay then, why don't you tell me about your swords then? They're neat enough. I like the way you can take them apart and put them back together. Yeah, they've got a pretty unique mechanic to them. When they're apart, I mark my targets to hit them dead on without problem. Then I put them together so I can really lay into them for a ton of... I finally learnt that. Well, I didn't say finally. He's still probably the weakest, I would say, but it's good for brave points. They're more like special ornaments and weapons if you want to be nitpicky about it. Sounds a little too complicated for me, but you sure look amazing when you use them. Oh, you're so nice to everyone. I hope she doesn't get sacrificed like what happened in previous games.
I wonder what it's like to have a sibling. Do I have any out there?
I'm going to go probably a yes, so I can go outside. I'll just double checking Rufus in here, okay. Well, if it isn't my littlest customer, you want something? I just felt the urge to tour the ship, and you're hardly big. I'm still bigger than you. Come to think of it, I haven't introduced myself to you yet, now have I? The name's Jingo. There's anything you want your hands on, you just give me a holler. I'm Lapis. Nice to meet you, Lapis. By the way, you're not human, right? Indeed I am not. I'm a proud Rosenberg doll. Really? World's full of surprises. You don't look surprised to me. When you're in my line of work, meet all kinds of folks. You're not the first unusual costume. Well, that's developers. That's wrong. You're not the first unusual customer I've had. I'm not. Your job sounds very interesting. You know what else would be interesting? Mods. Could I interest you in a Gatling gun for an arm, or eyes that'll let you shoot lasers out of them? Ooh. I'll give you a pre-discount. You can do all of that? It'll be worth a shot. I agree that it will be interesting, but none of it sounds as beautiful as my current design, so kindly pass. No big, if you change your mind, you know where I am. I certainly do. God, I wish I had that confidence. Anyway, it's about time for Cerberus's lesson. Cerberus? The best boy, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. Why did I do that? He literally waffed. Cringe, I know. What's this lesson about? Being the strongest guard dog around. Well, now I've got to know. What does that take? So far, I've had him help with the cleaning and run my shop, but today he's getting pointers on flying his baby. He's got to be able to navigate anything life throws at him, and that includes the steering. Oh my god. Are we going to have Cerberus be the pilot in the future? I hope so. Okay then, first I need you to plop yourself on top of my seat. Wait, is this going to work? I guess as long as your front paws can reach the wheel, it's all good. You can do this, Cerberus. Good boy. Come on, Cerberus. Let's hope we all don't die. Hang on a minute. I wasn't going to butt in at first, but I can't keep my mouth shut after what I just heard. Oh yeah? What's that? Maybe the whole idea of you trying to teach a dog to fly this airship? Still not hearing what the problem is. How's he supposed to learn if he doesn't take the wheel? All of that is a problem. You're trying to make a dog transcend the limits of the canine species. Come on, now you're just exaggerating. You're welcome to tune in on this lesson if you want. What part of what I said makes you think I just had a dream where the whole airship fell out of the sky. Where are you, S? Comfort me. Oh, she very much likes him. Anyway, we're paying for this flight, so if you want to attempt the impossible, do it on your own time. We'd like to live for the landing, if you please. Oh, this is a sad wolf. Ah, fine. You're one tough customer. Ugh. I don't blame him, to be honest. But Cerberus is a good boy.
Cerberus is so cute. I hope I can pet him later on.
He's a little good, but can I pet you? I'm sorry, what was that? Ah, you're trying to say that I'm adorable, aren't you? Well, of course I am. I'm a Rosenberg doll. But don't worry, you're adorable too. Yeah. What's up? You changed your mind about that body mod? Not exactly. I was just curious. How much could you upgrade if I really asked you to? Can't say if I'll get my hands dirty, but I bet if you really wanted to, we could probably get all of your parts swapped out. Guess we'd have to call in a specialist though, on account of how obviously special you are. Oh, I see. Thanks, I guess. What brought this on anyway? Well, I was thinking earlier, if I exchanged my parts, would I still be me afterwards? Don't be silly. It'd take a lot more than changing out some nuts and bolts for you to turn into someone different. But what if we took out a lot of parts? What if I asked you to replace everything and there wasn't a single piece of me left from before? Could you still say that I'm the same person then? That I'm still Lapis Rosenberg? You're asking some pretty big head scratches, Dolly. You got the wrong gal for that kind of philosophical conversation. Let me ask you this. At the end of the day, does it really matter? I don't know. That's what I want to figure out. I hope that wasn't a, what you would call it, supposition or something, where they leave a little hint for what's going to happen. She better not be completely destroyed and become someone new. But if I know Japanese animes, which we all do, she's probably going to become a big lady with gigantic bazongas, but we'll leave it for that anyway. And we're back to the Argo deck.
I'm afraid this side of the deck is occupied. You'll have to sleep elsewhere.
Oh, sleeping was it? I do really like Rufus, as much as douche she is.
I wasn't planning to sleep out here.
Oh? Then what's brought you outside?
I wanted to go stargazing. What about you?
I wanted to take in the night air.
Aww.
Since we're both here, there's something I'd like to ask.
What is it?
I know that you're a famous man, but are you a good man or a bad man?
Bad, though that would be putting it mildly.
So very bad?
Very, very bad.
Yeah, I don't like what he did to the Steel Maiden. That's one thing that really got on my nerves.
I have used anything and everything to advance my interests, be it titles, fame, or even those pure of heart. There is little point in feigning a moral compass when human lives hold no value to me, or acting chivalrous when all that does is hinder me.
Do you still feel that way?
I do. I'm using you, Swin and Nadia, to bring my designs to fruition, am I not?
At least he's being honest.
I'm also using those we met in the capital, like my brother.
None of that sounds like something someone good would do, yes. You really are a very bad man.
I'm glad we could come to an understanding. So, armed with that knowledge, what do you intend to do?
Am I supposed to do something?
I suppose a doll has no reason to care if a human is good or evil.
Being a doll has nothing to do with it. But were you hoping I would admonish you? Or perhaps comfort you?
Of course not.
Oh, that was a yes.
Okay, then I still intend to do nothing. Whether I praise you for your deeds as a hero, or chastise you for your misdeeds as a villain, it won't change you at your core. You are who you are.
Just how does humanity look through your lens for you to think in such simple terms?
Aww. Yeah, they really
I
have done the
don't know.
animation up.
I can't answer that when I'm still learning about what it means to be human. All I can say is, I don't see if you're good or bad, where you're from, or how you were raised. I don't see what you've done or haven't done, what you possess or what you lack, because none of those are what make you exist as a person. So it can't be that you suddenly don't exist just because someone decides to reject those parts of you.
That's quite a philosophical approach to the matter. Or perhaps that objective thinking is the most one of artificial intelligence can fathom.
No.
I don't know. How could I know? Just to me, being is what makes a human a human.
Perhaps you're right.
And so, it's what makes you, you.
Perhaps you're right. I don't remember the exact moment I began to search for meaning in my life.
Well done, Lapis. You actually managed to make Rufus feel something. That's an achievement. That was dope. I really like Lapis. I like everyone. Ooh.
My father elected to raise me as his own son, irrespective of the fact I was born because his wife laid with another man. He did so with the same ease he rejected his flesh and blood, because he was born from a common woman.
That's useless.
When I learned the truth, I finally understood that House Albarea wanted me not as a human being, but as a product of noble blood.
Not my mic.
It was so hard to bear that it made me sick. Was that all? Was that the only reason I existed? I refused to accept it. Couldn't take it. And as I turned my eyes from this terrible truth, a new, more terrible thought dawned upon me. If that was not the reason I existed, then what was? That was when I met him. It is said we seek that which we do not have.
I do wish. I miss Osborn. He's such a good villain.
Through him, I sought the father I never had. I convinced myself that if I did as sons do and became more than he ever was, then I would understand the real reason for my existence. And there it was. At last, I had a goal, something to pursue. I stopped at nothing to make that goal a reality. There was no effort too ambitious, no principle too sacred to violate. But no matter what I did, it still wasn't enough. Everything I had done to secure my victory had led to a resounding, humiliating defeat. A defeat at the hands of my own brother, who, despite his unfortunate upbringing, had grown into someone strong and true. I envied him for that. But perhaps I should have known all along that a mere product could never hope to have a real, genuine purpose. The whole predicament would have been worth a laugh had it not been so deeply painful. Why am I here? What is my reason for being? Who am I?
You are who you are. I don't see what you've done or haven't done, what you possess or what you lack, because none of those are what make you exist as a person. Just to me, being is what makes a human a human.
Such nonsense.
Well, that actually hit me quite hard. I do like Rufus, and because we never see this side of him, and oh god, why did that hit me so hard? Jesus.
I thought you weren't planning to sleep out here.
Aww.
I'm unsure if dolls are capable of catching colds, but I believe you've taken in the stars enough for one night.
Wow, that's probably one of my favourite moments. Wow, that really got me. I will not cry on camera. I don't generally do that, but I did have the feelings welling up. March 19th. Are you all prepared? Ready to go anytime. We're good at this stuff. I don't know what we're preparing for, but I'll give it my best. Our interests will be best served if you say nothing at all. Okay then, I'm going to make a landing. And we're back in Crossbell Legend. God, I love this game. Halt! Are you authorized to be here? He's got his old outfit on. Your Excellency. What is the meaning of this? You stand in the presence of our Supreme Leader. We informed you in advance of our arrival. Why were you not ready and waiting? Our deepest apologies. There's no need to be quite so harsh. These are good men. This airport has only been under their jurisdiction for a few days. It takes time to adjust to new responsibilities. You are merciful, Your Excellency. We will ready the car for you at once. No need, I've arranged for one personally, so remain here and continue your duties. Yes, Your Excellency. Damn, he's so good, Rufus. Absolute genius. This will be so weird actually playing as him like that. What a bizarre experience. Not everyone gets to be their own imposter. It's hilarious. Good on you for thinking it up, boss. Well, I wasn't lying about them being good. It won't be long before they learn the truth from their superiors and come after us. We shouldn't remain in the city any longer than is needed. Can't hurt to scope out the place first though, right? I suppose we'll have to make it a brief tour before continuing on from the main mountain path. Does part of scoping out mean inspecting all the restaurants? That's going to have to wait till next time. Are we actually going to play as Rufus? I mean, we have been, but you know what? Oh, no. Oh. Oh, right. I got this stuff from Jingo. What is it? A farewell gift, apparently. Oh, we can finally fish as them. Okay. Oh my god, okay. What does she think we're off on a picnic or something? What's a picnic? You're too darn cute, LP. No point looking a gift horse in the mouth. Let's use it. We'll look for tourists or something. Good for camo. Indeed. I'll leave its use to your discretion. Just try not to stand out too much. Got it. Might be nice to take a breather every now and again. Swin and Nadia can now fish. Rufus is now in stealth though. Rufus will move about the city in stealth mode due to the Ramda's functionality. Note that when Rufus is the party leader in town, he cannot be seen by others or use shots. Rufus with Mars. Rufus. This is funny. Can't go this way, I'm assuming. This is Ursa's road, yes. Right, so can I... Oh god, it's so weird seeing him like that. So what... Nope. Okay, so he's always invisible. That makes sense. Okay, well I should probably play as someone else. I'll play as Lapis because she's adorable. And you're still here. This dude has been train watching since the beginning of time. But anyway, I'm going to leave the episode here. That was an incredibly story heavy episode, and I loved that. It finally answered some stuff. There's still so much we do not have any idea about, but at least we're starting to get to the point, the meat and two veg, as we like to say over here, of the actual story, because when this game starts going, it does not stop. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a comment, let me know how I'm doing, if you like the series or whatnot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say, sorry, mind a second, last comment on the comment question, let me know if you want me to keep the lengths and stuff as they are now, or if you'd like me to do long plays or something like that. Any information would be lovely to know. Anyway, don't feel like you have to, but it would be nice. Anyway, I'll see you lads on the dats in the next one. Charles.